General Shao.
Victor of the Tavarian War. Conqueror of the Kwatan Plains.
In the world of Mortal Kombat, there's a name that strikes fear into the hearts of gamers everywhere: Shao Kahn. He's not your everyday bad guy. No, he's a whole different breed of villain. As the king of Outworld, a realm where chaos rules, Shao Kahn is the man who calls the shots. He seeks to conquer everything from the dark nether realm to the heavenly Edenia. This guy's hunger for power is off the charts, and he's not afraid to get his hands dirty. But who is Shao Kahn really? What makes him tick? In this video, we're diving into the story of this ruthless dictator to uncover his origins and the astonishing things he's done. Get ready to learn more about the ultimate baddie of the gaming world. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you, and let's begin.
You will all bow to me.
Who is Shao Kahn, and why is he so important in Mortal Kombat? Deeply ingrained in the Mortal Kombat world, Shao Kahn is a fierce and recognizable villain who has made a lasting impression on the franchise's mythology. His importance in the Mortal Kombat world goes beyond his imposing presence and ruthless demeanor. Shao Kahn serves as the ultimate antagonist in many Mortal Kombat games. He's the final boss, the ultimate challenge that players must overcome to win. His relentless pursuit of power and conquest sets the stage for epic battles, providing players with an almost unbeatable enemy to test their skills and determination. This consistent role as the final hurdle in the games ensures that Shao Kahn remains a central character in the Mortal Kombat storyline. Let's be honest, sometimes bad guys are the ones that you remember. So, what is his story? Well, way back, the Elder Gods picked him to protect Outworld and advise the king, Onaga. They teamed up to build a massive empire, but Shao Kahn got greedy. He turned on Onaga, poisoned him, and took over Outworld. From then on, he was all about taking over more and more realms. He even grabbed Edenia, a beautiful place known for its power, and made the queen and princess his family. But then, he met Earthrealm and its heroes led by Raiden. They didn't like his conquering ways, so they had these big Mortal Kombat tournaments every 50 years to stop him. And guess what? He was really close to winning too, but a monk named Liu Kang stopped him. Shao Kahn didn't give up though. No sir. He tried to take over Earthrealm by force, which did not go too well for him. He fought Raiden in Earthrealm, and the Elder Gods stepped in, punishing him big time. But that's not the end of the story. Kronika messed with time and brought a younger Shao Kahn to the present. He was pretty mad when he found out that he had already died and that Kotal Kahn had taken over Outworld, so he teamed up with Kronika to change things. He tried to grab the throne back, but Kitana, a tough fighter, beat him. Later, he joined forces with Sindel, Fujin, and Shang Tsung to stop Kronika. They wanted to take Kronika's power, but Shang Tsung double-crossed them and took their souls. So, Shao Kahn's story is full of conquest, betrayal, and battles. He's a major baddie in Mortal Kombat, and his quest for power and revenge keeps the games exciting and full of twists. In this revamped timeline, our favorite warlord undergoes a gritty makeover. Picture this: a weak child born into the harsh landscapes of Outworld, physically transformed by his mysterious father into the most fearsome and brilliant general the realm has ever known. Gone are the days of just being a brute with a hammer. In his shiny new avatar, Shao is a tactical genius, leading Outworld's armies to victory after victory. But hey, the drama doesn't stop there. Our General Shao is now locking horns with Empress Sindel herself. You see, this isn't a guy who's content sitting back and just following orders. Oh no, Shao's got his own vision for Outworld, and it's leading to some serious house tension. Will they settle it over a cup of tea? Unlikely. This is Mortal Kombat after all. So what's new in the style department, you ask? Well, Mortal Kombat 1 shows us a Shao who's clearly had some work done, but in the best way possible. The man now sports menacing black horns sticking out of his skull. Yeah, it's as awesome as it sounds. His face, slightly more human, complete with eyebrows, and a chiseled nose that's smaller than before. And let's not forget, the cranial horns are gone. But wait, we've saved the best for last. The iconic helmet has been reimagined. Now it's more like a steel face guard that retains the skull theme we all love. Badass? You bet. So there you have it, folks. The new Shao is more nuanced, more strategic, and let's face it, cooler than ever. I can't wait to see where this storyline takes us, but one thing's for sure, Outworld just got a whole lot more interesting. Stay tuned for more Mortal Kombat updates right here. Until then, fight! Shao Kahn belongs to which species? The most confusing mystery of Mortal Kombat universe. the origins of the mighty, the terrible, the one and only Shao Kahn. Look, the internet is teeming with theories, but let's slice through the rumors and get to the core of who this juggernaut really is. A popular misconception that has been circulating is that Shao Kahn is part Tarkatan. This idea originated from an antiquated issue of GamePro magazine which hinted at Shao Kahn sharing a race with Baraka, the Tarkatan warrior. However, it's crucial to clarify that this was merely an early conceptual idea that was eventually discarded by the game's developers. A couple of years back in a social media post, developers from NetherRealm Studios suggested that Shao Kahn is part dragon, not Tarkatan. This statement caused confusion and excitement among fans. Upon further examination, it was revealed that this was a mix-up from the developers themselves. Jonathan Anderson, one of the developers, later clarified his error, admitting to confusing the dragon-like Shokan race with Shao Kahn. Alright, back to basics. What's the true essence of this warrior? Old school fans remember the Mortal Kombat 3 collector's book? It hints at Shao Kahn's power as potentially divine in nature. Moreover, the character's own use of the term mortal as an insult further substantiates the theory that he might be a deity or demigod. Even the Mortal Kombat movie adaptation labels him as immortal, reinforcing the notion of his godlike status. A less explored facet of Shao Kahn's history is his former role as an advisor, akin to Raiden's role for Earthrealm. Information from Mortal Kombat Deception's Conquest mode revealed that Shao Kahn served as an advisor before usurping the throne to become the ruler of Outworld. Moreover, hidden Easter eggs within the game suggest that he belongs to the same race of beings as Raiden, thereby confirming his godly origin. What's this about Raiden and Shao being brothers? I mean, that's stretching the lore like Shang Tsung stretching faces. While this might seem sensational, it is generally considered non-canon by most fans and is believed to be stretching the established narrative. After a thorough examination of available resources and lore, it is safe to conclude that Shao Kahn is not Tarkatan, Shokan, or Dragon. The true nature of this character points towards him being a deity, belonging to the same race as Raiden. Despite some inconsistencies and confusions over the years, the evidence overwhelmingly supports the view that Shao Kahn is a godly figure in the Mortal Kombat universe. However, Mortal Kombat 1 has completely flipped the script. Now Shao Kahn is portrayed as a warrior from an unknown species, complete with giant horns, bearing a striking resemblance to Steppenwolf from Zack Snyder's movie. Notably, in this new interpretation, he has no known relation to Raiden in any capacity as far as we are aware. They even hid the identity of his father. How physically strong is Shao Kahn? Oh, he is really strong in the Mortal Kombat world. His strength is godlike. When he fights, he could beat almost anyone because of his incredible power. On top of that, he's also really good at jumping really high, like dozens of feet up in the air. This makes him agile and hard to catch in a fight. In battles, Shao Kahn has a brutal move called Double Down. He shoves his hands into an opponent's chest and then tears them apart like opening double doors. It's gruesome, but shows just how strong and ruthless he is. While he might not be the fastest guy, he's still pretty quick, especially when charging at his rivals. This, combined with his other abilities, make him a tough opponent. What makes him even scarier is that he could take a lot of hits without going down. He's built tough, much tougher than a regular person, so he can keep fighting even when others would be done. Shao Kahn can outlast his opponents because of his incredible stamina. The fact that he's been around for thousands of years because he's immortal shows why he's been ruling over the Outworld for so long. His immortality makes him a major player in the Mortal Kombat world, and he's a force you don't want to face unless you really want to win, which you probably do. What is the significance of his great height? Shao Kahn is incredibly tall. He is around 7 feet 6 inches, which is a big deal in Mortal Kombat. Since he's the Emperor of Outworld, it makes sense for him to look really imposing. Right from the start of the game's creation, the idea was to make Shao Kahn the tallest character in Mortal Kombat. This was on purpose to show how powerful and important he is. Even among other tall characters like Kintaro and Goro, Shao Kahn was the tallest in Mortal Kombat 2. His towering height has stuck around in later games like Shaolin Monks, where characters like Kung Lao and Liu Kang looked tiny next to him. In Mortal Kombat 2011, he still stood out as one of the tallest characters. He was even as tall as big guys like Kintaro and Goro. This made sure he always looked like a major villain. In Mortal Kombat 11, Shao Kahn is still one of the tallest fighters, standing with characters like Raiden, Kotal Kahn, Garrus, and Shiva. Even when they added new characters as DLC or guest fighters, Shao Kahn's height stayed the same. He was just as tall as the famous characters like RoboCop, Spawn, and the Terminator. From a gameplay perspective, Shao Kahn's height can affect hitboxes and attack ranges. His taller stature may provide certain advantages in terms of reach and attack coverage, making him a unique and challenging character to face in battles. Shao Kahn and his magical expertise. Shao Kahn's skill with dark magic is a big deal in Mortal Kombat. He could do some pretty impressive things with it. One of his standout abilities is soul manipulation. He's really good at using soul magic, even better than famous sorcerers like Shang Tsung and Quan Chi. Shao Kahn can actually consume souls, which means that he could take someone's soul to make himself stronger and heal his wounds. But there's a catch. The person whose soul he takes dies and their body disappears. It's a dark and powerful ability that shows how ruthless he can be. He doesn't mind killing people and consuming his own soul. Another magical trick up his sleeve is fusionism. With this skill, he combined the souls of many people to create a powerful warrior called Ermac. Ermac has some serious telekinesis powers, which means he can move things and even people with his mind. This is all thanks to the many souls that Shao Kahn fused together to create him. Does he have energy manipulation abilities as well? Shao Kahn's arsenal extends beyond his mastery of dark magic. He also possesses impressive energy manipulation abilities. He can control a special kind of energy, maybe like soul energy, which he uses in lots of destructive ways. First, this energy makes his attacks stronger and helps him move faster in fights. Need be, he could use it to fly through the air or make his weapons more powerful. This boost also amps up his speed, allowing him to move swiftly in battle. When the need arises, he can harness this energy to propel himself through the air or enhance his weapons, adding an extra edge to his combat skills. But that's not all. Shao Kahn can also shoot beams and orbs of energy from his hands and eyes, kind of like laser beams, to hit his enemies from a distance. He can even create a magical spear called the Light Spear and throw it at his foes like a powerful weapon. If someone tries to attack him from far away, he has a move called the Explosive Ball. He shoots a green fireball from his mouth that explodes when it hits, causing big damage. And here's a cool defense move, the Emperor's Shield. When someone tries to shoot something at him, he can quickly make a shield out of green magic to block it, turning their attack back at them. Shao Kahn's energy powers make him even stronger and more dangerous in fights. He can use this energy to attack, defend, and more. Exploring some of his other powers. If you thought that this was all he got, you're absolutely wrong. Shao Kahn has some pretty amazing powers that make him a tough opponent in Mortal Kombat. One of these is telekinesis. With just a simple hand gesture or motion, he can move stuff and even his enemies. He could push them away with a powerful blast or toss them around like ragdolls, manipulating their movements and actions before ultimately hurling them away with his mind's force. He's also got a knack for creating portals. These are like magical doors that let him travel between different realms without walking there. It's handy for him when he wants to conquer new places. And then there's his special move called the Soulnado. With this power, he can create a tornado that sucks up a lot of souls at once. It's like a vacuum cleaner for souls, making him even stronger. In one tricky situation, Shao Kahn used his cloning power. He made a copy of himself to stop an attack from Mileena and Baraka and to fake his death when Quan Chi and Shang Tsung tried to get rid of him. How do his regenerative powers work? Shao Kahn possesses a limited form of regeneration, although it's not very practical for combat situations. In one instance, he demonstrated the ability to heal a significant wound, even a hole through his chest. However, this regenerative process is incredibly slow and not something he can rely on during battles. To expedite the healing, he would need the assistance of a skilled sorcerer proficient in healing magic. So while Shao Kahn does have a form of regeneration, it's not something that makes him invulnerable in combat. How old is Shao Kahn? Shao Kahn's true age in the Mortal Kombat series can be a bit tricky to pin down due to the complex timeline and lore of the game. Initially, it was suggested that he might be around 10,000 years old. However, it becomes apparent that he's been around much longer than that. In fact, Shao Kahn's infamy dates back even before the sealing of Dagon and Taven, before Shinnok's transformation into a Dark Elder God. According to Shinnok in Mortal Kombat 4, he was sealed away for millions of years. This implies that Shao Kahn has existed for a tremendously long time, potentially even before the first humans. Some predict that he might be older than the dinosaurs as well, and they are at least 230 million years old. The storyline of the game suggests that time can pass differently in different realms. Does Shao Kahn have romantic inclinations? Well, you must have heard about Sindel. Shao Kahn and Sindel's relationship in Mortal Kombat is a mix of complexity, manipulation, and a surprising revelation. At first, Sindel's daughter, Kitana, thought Shao Kahn had put a spell on her mother, but that's not what happened. Later, Sindel told Kitana the truth. She chose to be with Shao Kahn. Sindel resented King Jared for trading away their realm's powers and adopting a humble life, which she found beneath their royal status. This led to her killing King Jared. She was drawn to Shao Kahn's strength and dominance, which she admired. When Shao Kahn threatened to take over her realm, Sindel sided with him even if it meant betraying her husband and her people. This decision made her the queen of Outworld with immense power. Surprisingly enough, Sindel seems to have some feelings for Shao Kahn, despite him being the original bad boy. She admires his strength and power, which are qualities she values highly. You can see this when they meet in Kotal's Coliseum. Marvelous verdict. As we wrap up this thrilling exploration of Shao Kahn, it's clear that this Mortal Kombat icon has earned his spot as one of the franchise's most iconic and enduring villains. With a towering stature, dark magic mastery, and an arsenal of powers, this man could send shivers down anyone's spine. Shao Kahn's story is a roller coaster of ambition, manipulation, and unyielding domination. His relentless pursuit of conquest, fueled by a thirst of power that knows no bounds. He has everything: his kingdom, a loving wife who seems to have a soft spot for his strength and power, even though he's not the nicest guy around. Whether you love him or hate him in the Mortal Kombat games, Shao Kahn is here to stay. So, as we look forward to more Mortal Kombat adventures, keep an eye out for Shao Kahn. Who knows what he'll do next? What new powers will he unveil to challenge our favorite fighters? One thing's for sure, the legend of Shao Kahn is far from over, and the realm of Mortal Kombat will never be the same. With this, we would like to thank you for joining us on this journey through the realm of Shao Kahn, and until next time, keep your combat skills sharp and make sure to hit that like button if you like this video.
You suck.